Alright, so I want to talk about, I wanted to make a video talking about how to get the IK for the right flag to match up with the FK controls. Excuse me. So let's start by switching over to the FK state, and I'll just rotate this around a little. And something like that. Sure. Okay. And I just want to show okay. So if I were to select the foot control and match it, it would appear to work, but you get this message down here saying cannot set the attribute rFootAnim up leg length below minimum value of 0. And if I were to switch over from FK to IK, it looks like it's working, right? The problem happens when you introduce stretching on the FK legs. So if I do that, and that, let me make sure I'm in FK. Yep. So if I were to try and match that again, you get that error as before. And then if I were to switch over to IK mode, you can see that the knee didn't line up with the FK stuff. Excuse me. So the problem with this is that let me bring this up. I'll load the rFootAnim. And 1 second, autosave. Okay. So the up leg length and the low leg length, whoops, they can't go below 0, right? It goes from 0 to whatever. The point is, it just can't go below 0 for either that one or for that one. But if you go to the attributes here, I'm telling it to go to a minimum value of -30, and for this one a negative value of, or a value of -30, and it's just not able to get there because it can't go below 0. That's where you get that message down here. So if you were to change this from -30 to 0, and then change that from 0 to 30, and change that. Alright, looks pretty good. So if you do that, we go into FK mode. I'll just do something new. Okay. So if we select that and run it, see we don't get that error down here. And if I switch from FK to IK, see it work perfectly. You don't get that sort of snapping, popping, or whatever. So that's the main thing. You just want to make sure that you have values here that the attributes are able to reach. Right, so for the up leg length and the low leg length, you just want to make sure that your minimum value doesn't go into the negative numbers, since these values here can't go into the negative numbers. If we take a look a little bit about what's going on, let's see, no flap, Windows, Editor. Alright, and where are you? There you are. Graph that. Probably already did, actually. think I got everything I need. All right. And I'll look at here. And I think we're good. Let me switch over to FK mode for the leg. FK1. Sorry, I just need to get this set up a little. Okay, so the RFK up leg anim, when you change this length, you are impacting the translate channel control translate X. There we go. Okay. So when you manipulate the length right here, you are impacting the translate X of RFK low leg anim. And then when you go to RFK foot anim and you do the translate X, I'm sorry, if you go to the low leg and you change the length around, then you are impacting the translate X of RFK foot anim. Right? So if I change that, you see that this changes too. And so what you want to do is the output of this R no flip molt is going into the no flip joints here. Okay, so if you look at that, you have the where's R foot anim? Okay, R foot anim is here, and you have up leg length 1.849, low leg length 0.643, going into I believe it's input 2, 0.643, 1.849. Yeah, and that's being multiplied by a negative value here, and that's coming from the blend. This blend right here. And then the output of this is going into the R no flip low leg joint and the R no flip foot joint. And if you look at the FK translates, you notice that you have a negative value here. And then if you go to the multiply node, you're multiplying the negative values coming from the blends by the positive values coming from the up leg length and low leg length attributes. And right, because you're multiplying a positive by a negative, you're outputting the negative to these no flip joints so that you have the negative value matching up with the negative value of the FK. So if I go to RFK low leg anim, I've got negative 1.774, and if I go to R no flip low leg joint, you have negative 1.774. RFK foot, you've got negative 2.857. I think I actually modified this, so, but here you have a negative, value as well. And so if I were to or like state, if I were to run that command again, you have negative 2.857 for RFK foot anim, and now you have negative 2.857 for an R no flip foot joint. So that's why it can continue to work, is because you're outputting negative values into these no flip joints, which are matching up with the negative values of the FK joints. but then you want to make sure, like I was saying earlier, that you have the minimum value not going below 0 here, since the values here can't go below 0. So hopefully that helped. Hopefully that cleared things up a little bit. Yeah.